Hezekiah Rabala Ochuka. Welcome to Wamunyi TV Kenya. This is the home of entertainment na udaku wote. He was senior private in the Kenya Air Force who ruled Kenya for about 6 hours after planning and executing a coup against President Daniel Arap Moi. Hezekiah Ochuka was the center of the 1982 attempted coup, which the then President Daniel Arap Moi survived in less than a day. The 29-year-old was a grade 1, the second lowest rank in the military. Hezekiah was an apologetic individual who assumed the title of chairman of a so-called People's Redemption Council that planned to replace President Moi. Hezekiah's military knowledge and connections made it manageable for him to form a military heist on the Kenyan government. Hezekiah was not successful in his attempt to completely overthrow his homeland's government, but he did manage to control the country of Kenya for 6 hours. Ochuka of the Luo Nation was born in Nyakach, Kisumu district. After attending Naki Kabete Primary School and Mirogi Secondary School, Ochuka was recruited into the Kenya Air Force on 14th September 1976 in Mombasa. Hezekiah was raised by a single mother and his 3 older brothers. Being around a majority of men, Hezekiah was always influenced by his masculinity, being that Hezekiah also wanted to one day rule this country. Hezekiah was raised by his single mother, being that he was raised by his older brothers when a majority of the time the mother was working hard labor jobs to provide for their family of 4 boys. He underwent 8 weeks of military training at Lanet's Army Barracks in Nakuru and was posted to Eastleigh Air Base. Between 1976 and 1978, he underwent basic trade training in electrical devices and instruments and worked in hangars and bays. From 30 October 1978 to 21st January 1980, he attended a course in RAF Cosford in the United Kingdom, after which he worked as a senior private grade 1, the second lowest rank in Kenya. On 1st August 1982, Ochuka ruled Kenya for approximately 6 hours after he led a group of low-ranked Air Force servicemen in a coup d'etat attempt. The country woke up in confusion as heavy gunfire filled the air. A group of rogue soldiers led by Ochuka had seized power at night after storming the national broadcaster Voice of Kenya, now KBC, where they announced that they were now in charge of the country and were being forced by the loyal soldiers. They forced the group of Air Force fighter pilots to bomb the State House at gunpoint. The supposed trusted pilots pretended as if they were listening to orders given by them by their chief, but instead, once in the air, dropped bombs over Mount Kenya forests. President Moi later announced that loyal army and police units had crashed an attempted coup on his civilian government. The putsch was quickly suppressed by forces commanded by Chief of General Staff Mahmoud Mohamed, a veteran military official. They included General Service Unit GSU, a paramilitary wing of the police, and later the regular police. At least 19 civilians were killed and scores of casualties were reported at the 3 Air Force bases. Kenyan hospitals reported that 50 civilians were treated for gunshot wounds. More than 300 Air Force personnel were later captured and detained, but the colonel who led the coup, Ochuka, was still at large. Ochuka subsequently escaped to Uganda before moving to Tanzania, where Julius Nyerere had promised him protection. He was later extradited to Kenya along with a few more leading accomplices and found guilty in 1987. After Ochuka was captured from Tanzania, he was then taken back to his home of Kenya to be tried and was found guilty of all charges against him. Members of his entourage followed a similar fate. Ogidi one of Hezekiah's cook accomplices, was told shortly after that Hezekiah had been accidentally shot by the Air Force. For that reason, Ogidi was told to make a call for help. This call, it transpired, was a setup coordinated to capture Ogidi himself. Ogidi left the Ngong Road house and drove towards town, and on reaching the Gosford Hotel, where he then found a roadblock mounted by army personnel. Under the command of a Navy officer, Ogidi was arrested and was taken to army headquarters, where an accomplice, Opapo, was later brought as well. At the time of arrest, Ogidi had a submachine gun and 32 rounds of ammunition, both of which were taken by the army. Later, Ogidi was transferred to Kamiti Maximum Prison. Ochuka was hanged after being convicted of treason following a court-martial, as well as Ogidi. And that was a Kenyan who ruled this country for approximately 6 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, continue subscribing.